Hello and welcome. My name is Kate. Today we have Lindsay practicing here with us. This is a level 1 Vinyasa class. For class today, you'll need 2 blocks and 1 blanket and your mat, and that's about it. So let's get started. Come to a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Let your hands come to rest on your thighs. Take a full deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, side out your mouth. We'll do 2 more just like that. Breathe in through your nose. Side out your mouth, exhale. 1 more breath in through your nose. Exhale, side out your mouth. Good. And now let yourself arrive in this moment on your mat. And start to bring each inhale and each exhale in and out through your nose, so that you turn your awareness from external to internal. What does it feel like to be filled with air as you breathe in? And what does it feel like to empty out as you exhale? This practice of yoga allows us to find a space where we join the physical body with the mind through the breath. Through each inhale and exhale, we're able to access both planes and help to join the body and the mind and pull ourselves into the present moment. Take another full breath in and another full breath out. Then bring your hands to touch in prayer right at the center of your chest. Bow your head down to your heart. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice today. What is it that you need right now in this moment? And dedicate your practice to honoring that. We'll join our voices in a single sound of Om to begin. Take a deep, full breath in. Om. Let your hands rest once again on your thighs. Crack open your eyes. So we're going to start today on all fours, but before you come to do that, just take a look at me for a moment. When we set up today, you'll take your hands underneath your hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. And we're going to start to look at the external rotation of the arms. So if you take a look at your elbow creases, right, we can actually turn our elbow creases out and then we can turn them back in. And all of us have varying degrees of how much we can turn. But you'll be able to see how when you turn the elbow creases out, what's actually happening is that you're externally rotating in your shoulder. Versus if you turn them in, you'll feel like your shoulders round in together. I want you to really focus on the external rotation. So those elbow creases are going to come forward, which helps to broaden your chest. And then we'll move through some movements on all fours, okay? All right, so now let's get set up. Come to all fours. Knees underneath your hips, wrists right underneath your shoulders, and do that a few times. So look down at the creases of your elbows. Let them wrap forward so that you take your shoulder blades down your back and open up through your chest, external rotation. And now wrap those elbow creases in and back facing like towards your legs, which you'll feel now is gonna round your shoulders in. This is internal rotation of the arms. So do it a few more times, just noting the difference in the experience in the shoulder blades and across the chest when you're in external rotation, elbow creases forward, compared to internal rotation when those elbow creases wrap back. And now take those elbow creases forward, externally rotate the arms, lift your chest, lift your belly. Keep that. Step your right foot back and keep your toes on the ground. Then we're gonna take a supported side plank. So spiral your right foot down like a warrior 2 foot. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Good. Now continue to wrap that left elbow crease forward so your chest stays nice and open. Yes, Lindsay. And notice how this allows for you to lift your chest a little bit more towards the ceiling. Firm your tailbone in and lengthen it towards your back heel. This will help you to lift your low belly and engage through your core. Good. Take another breath in and full breath out. Now we're going to turn this into a thread the needle. So take an inhale. On your exhale, bring your right arm underneath your left arm. Bring your right knee back to the floor. Take your right ear down to the floor to thread the needle. Good. Feel your right shoulder blades spread across in the opposite direction now on your back body. And let your belly button tuck in and up so you're still supporting yourself from underneath. Take another full breath in. Full breath out. Stay here for another breath, or maybe walk your left fingertips far forward on your mat to bring a lot of length and space from your left hip bone all the way through your left pinky finger. Nice, Lindsay. Good. One more full breath in and full breath out. If you have that arm extended, bring it now underneath your left shoulder. Peel your right arm all the way up to the ceiling and open up your chest. Full breath in. Bring your right hand back down, child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch, knees open out wide. Just take a moment here, noticing the difference between each side of your body. Good, and then shift yourself back forward to all fours. Once again, setting up, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Wrap those elbow creases forward so your chest stays broad and open. Step your left toes back, keep them down on your mat. And then spiral your left foot down like a warrior 2 foot. Lift your left hand to the ceiling for a supported side plank. Good. Let that right elbow crease wrap forward so your chest stays open and lifting up towards the ceiling. And firm your tailbone in to lift your low belly. Nice. Take another full breath in and full breath out. Now we're going to thread the needle again. Take an inhale. On your exhale, let your left arm wrap through and under your right. Left ear comes to the floor. Left knee taps back down. Good. Feel your left shoulder blades spread apart on your back body. Continue to lift your belly in and up so you stay supported from underneath. And then if you did so on the other side, stretch that right arm out so that you bring length from your right hip bone all the way through your right pinky finger. Take another inhale. Full exhale. Good. Now bring your right arm back underneath your shoulder. Peel that left arm all the way back up to the ceiling. Full breath in. This time bring your left hand down, tuck your toes under, and lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. When you arrive in down dog, pedal out your feet. Create a little space by taking any movements that you need back and forth. And then on your inhale, come forward to a plank pose and just take notice. Did you need to adjust the distance between your hands and feet in order to find your plank? For a lot of us, we have to walk our hands out because our down dog is a little short. But really, we want to keep this distance in downward facing dog. So with your plank pose distance between your feet and your arms, now lift your hips up and back again to down dog. And if you're feeling like you want to walk your hands in, instead bend your knees, almost like you could lay your, nice Lindsay, belly on your thighs so that your spine stays nice and long. Over time, it will become easier to lengthen out the legs. Good. Okay, on an inhale, reach your right leg up behind you. Step your foot forward between your thumbs and get it all the way forward. So if the ankle doesn't come under the knee, use your hand to help get it there. Reach your right hand to the ceiling, turn your chest for a twist. Plant that left hand down and let the crease of your left elbow wrap forward so you can broaden across your collarbones. Good. Straight back leg, full breath in. On your breath out, reach your top arm over your head, step back, downward facing dog. Come forward to a plank pose, breathe in. Tap your knees to the floor, bend your elbows straight back and lower all the way down to your belly. Widen out your hands a bit. So you might even come onto your fingertips where like they would come off of the mat and you can tense your fingertips. We're gonna take a wide cobra pose here. So press into the tips of your fingers, lift your chest up, start to straighten out your arms as much as feels okay for you. You can plant your palms and wrap the creases of your elbows forward in a nice wide cobra. Good. Feel your shoulder blades come down your back away from your ears. And notice how by hugging your shoulder blades together, almost like there's like a pencil between them, this helps you to lift your chest even higher. Take one more breath in. Lay your heart forward and down. Hands back under your shoulders. Press up to all fours and up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Reach your left leg up behind you. Breathe in. Step your foot forward between your thumbs. Take a twist. Reach your left hand to the ceiling. Turn your chest. Feel the crease of your right elbow wrap forward so your chest stays open. Nice straight back leg. Good. Beautiful, Lindsay. Take another inhale. On your exhale, top arm comes over your head. Step your way back. Downward facing dog. Come forward to plank pose. Breathe in. Now your choice. Knees can tap again, or maybe one straight line. Lower all the way down to your belly. We'll take a cobra pose again. If it feels okay, you can keep your hands in a little closer this time. Straighten out your arms. Wrap the creases of your elbows forward and drop your shoulders down your back away from your ears. Good. Notice how that helps you to broaden across your collarbones and lift through your chest. Take another breath in. Lay your heart forward and down. Press up to all fours and up and back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Come to a forward fold at the front of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. With a nice flat back, lift all the way up to stand. Hands by your sides, Tadasana, mountain pose. Good. On an inhale, reach your arms out and up, Vasisthasana, lift your chest. Dive forward and down, Uttanasana. Step your right foot back to a low lunge, downward facing dog. Come forward to a plank pose, breathe in. Your choice, either knees tap or one straight line all the way down to your belly. Cobra pose as you inhale, lift your chest. Downward facing dog as you exhale, hips up and back. Stretch your right leg up behind you, breathe in. Step your foot forward between your thumbs. Look forward, take an inhale, bend your back knee, step up, forward fold as you exhale. Good. Take your arms out and up, Vasisthasana, big breath in. Dive forward and down, Uttanasana, breathe out. Step your left foot back as you inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Come forward, plank pose on your breath in. Knees tap or one straight line lower to your belly. Cobra pose, lift and open up your chest, inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Stretch your left leg up behind you, breathe in. Step your foot forward between your thumbs. On an inhale, back knee bends, step up, forward fold as you exhale. Arms out and up, Vasisthasana, lift your chest. Dive out and down, Uttanasana. Step your right foot back as you breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Plank pose as you inhale, come forward. Lower to your belly as you exhale. Cobra pose, lift and open up your heart. Downward facing dog, hips high. Stretch your right leg up and back, breathe in. Step your foot forward between your thumbs and your breath out. Inhale, back knee bends, step forward, fold down. Reach your arms out and up, Vasisthasana, full deep breath in. Dive forward and down, Uttanasana, as you breathe out. Step your left foot back as you inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Come forward, plank pose, breathe in. Lower to your belly as you breathe out. Cobra pose, lift and open your chest. Downward facing dog, exhale. Stretch your left leg up behind you, breathe in. Step your foot between your thumbs on your breath out. Inhale, back knee bends, step forward, fold down on your exhale. Arms come out and up, Vasisthasana, full deep breath in. Dive out and down, Uttanasana, as you breathe out. Step your right foot back as you inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Plank pose, come all the way forward, breathe in. Lower to your belly as you breathe out. Cobra pose, open up your heart, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Pause here now. Take a full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. Good. Now walk your feet forward and together an inch. On your breath in, bend your knees, and as you breathe out, hop forward to the front of your mat, fold out over your straight legs. Good. Take your arms all the way out and up. Vasisthasana, inhale. Dive out and down, forward bend, Uttanasana. Step your left foot back, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Plank pose as you inhale, come forward. Lower to your belly on your exhale. Cobra pose, Bhujangasana, breathe in. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog as you breathe out. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Walk your feet forward and together an inch. Inhale, bend your knees, hop or step up to the front of your mat, fold forward as you exhale. Breathe in, arms reach out and up, Urdhva Hasasana. Full inhale, dive out and down as you exhale. Okay, this time come halfway up, lengthen out your spine, hands to your shins or thighs. We're gonna hop to down dog. So bend your knees, plant your palms, take 1, 2, or many little hops back to down dog. Yes, Lindsay, good. Plank pose on your breath in, come forward. Lower to your belly as you breathe out. Cobra pose as you inhale, lift your chest. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Okay. Stretch your right leg up behind you, breathe in. Step your foot forward between your thumbs to a low lunge. We're gonna come to warrior 2. Spiral your back foot down so the outer edge is parallel to the back of your mat. Good. Your front knee stacks right over your front ankle and arms are nice and wide spread apart so you have length through your collarbones. Now keep the lifting of your chest with the shoulder blades hugging together. Just straighten your front leg as you breathe in. Rebend your front knee, warrior 2, as you breathe out. Flip your right palm to the ceiling. Tip back, peaceful warrior as you inhale. Lengthen the whole right side of your body. Bring your hands down around your front foot. Downward facing dog as you exhale, hips up and back. Okay, we're gonna go right to the other side. Reach your left leg up behind you, breathe in. Step your foot forward between your thumbs. Back foot spirals down, warrior 2. Now take your time again setting this up, right? Press through the outer edge of your back foot. Make sure your front knee is stacking over your front ankle. And then spread those collarbones apart by engaging your shoulder blades together. Flip, nope, that's not true. Straighten your left leg as you breathe in. Rebend your left knee, warrior 2, breathe out. Flip your left palm, tip back, peaceful warrior as you inhale. Hands down around your front foot. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Okay, now you can pause between rounds here and breathe, or if you'd like, come forward, plank pose on your breath in. Lower to your belly as you breathe out. Cobra pose as you inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Okay, we're gonna build on this. It starts the same. Reach your right leg up behind you, breathe in. Step your foot forward between your thumbs, spiral your back foot down, open your arms up, warrior 2. Good, really feel those shoulder blades hug together, feel your chest lifting. As you breathe in, straighten your front leg. This time we're gonna come to triangle pose. Stretch your right arm all the way forward, take your hand to your shin or your ankle, reach your left arm up to the ceiling. If you like a block with triangle pose, you can grab a block like Lindsay did, but take it to the outside of your ankle. Now pay attention to your bottom arm. Can you wrap the crease of your bottom elbow forward like we did in the beginning of class so your chest stays nice and open? Good. Take a full breath in. Reach your top arm over your head. Look down, downward facing dog. Bend your front knee, lift your hips up and back. Okay, other side. Reach your left leg up behind you, breathe in. Step your foot forward between your thumbs, Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Spiral your back foot down. Good, 2 straight arms, nice lifted chest. On your inhale, straighten out your left leg. Triangle pose as you exhale. Take your left hand to your shin or ankle, reach your top arm up. Or of course, grab a block to the outside of the ankle if you prefer. Good. Take a full deep breath in. On your breath out, reach your top arm over your head, look down, downward facing dog. Hands frame your front foot. Pause and breathe, or if you'd like, come forward to a plank pose on your inhale. Lower to your belly as you exhale. Cobra pose, lift and open up your chest, breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Okay, last time through like this, we're gonna continue to build on. Reach your right leg up behind you, breathe in. Step your foot forward between your thumbs. Virabhadrasana 2, open up your arms. Straighten your front leg as you inhale. Stretch that right arm forward, triangle pose. Right hand down, left arm all the way up. Really feel that tailbone firming in. Good. Now take your left hand to your hip. want you to try to keep your chest lifting as much as possible. With just your eyes, look down, find your block. We're gonna shift to half moon pose. Bend your front knee, shift up and over your front leg. Take your time finding your balance here. Once your chest is open, then lift your top arm back up to the ceiling. Good. 2 straight legs. Flex your lifted foot like you could stand it on the wall behind you and feel how your tailbone firming in lifts your low belly to keep your spine nice and long. Yes, Lindsay, that looks awesome. Take one more full breath in. One more full breath out. Good. Inhale, nice and slow. Top arm over your head. Look down, step to a low lunge. Good. Take a twist. Reach your right hand to the ceiling, turn your chest. Downward facing dog. Hands frame your front foot, lift your hips up and back. Stretch your left leg up behind you, breathe in. Step your foot forward between your thumbs. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Open up your arms. Good. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Triangle pose as you exhale. Take your left hand down, reach your right arm up. Feel your tailbone firm in so that outer left hip wraps underneath you and spine can stay nice and long. Then take your right hand to your hip. Keep your chest open, just your eyes. Turn down to look forward of your front foot. Find your block. Bend your front knee. Shift up and over your front leg. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Take your time. Find your balance. And then once your chest turns open, then reach your top arm all the way back up. Good. Flex your lifted foot like you could stand it on the back wall. Beautiful, Lindsay. Take one more full inhale. And one more full exhale. Good. Breathe in. Now top arm over your head. Look down. Step to a low lunge. Take your time. Left hand to the ceiling. Turn your chest for a twist. Good. Take a full breath in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Come forward for a plank pose as you inhale. Lower to your belly as you exhale. Cobra pose. Lift and open up your chest. Downward facing dog, lift your hips. Okay. Walk your feet forward and together an inch. Breathe in, bend your knees and either hop or step to the front of your mat. Fold forward out over your legs. Okay. Stay here and breathe a few rounds in Uttanasana forward fold. You can reach for your blocks and bring them underneath your hands. Even keep a soft bend in your knees. Just come back to your breath. Take another full inhale and full exhale. Okay, now while you're here, we're gonna set your blocks up for where we're going next. So take your blocks on the highest setting, just in front of your mat, about shoulders distance apart. Good. And then take your hands to your hips and lift yourself all the way up to stand. Beautiful. Hands by your sides, Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay. Root down through your right leg. Come onto the ball of your left foot. And then firm that outer right hip in. We're gonna come to tree pose. So lift your left knee into your chest and then rotate from your hip, grab your ankle and place your foot at your inner right thigh. Steady yourself with palms in prayer at your heart. And now take your arms out to a T. Turn your palms to face the ceiling. Lift your arms all the way up over your head. Good. Keep lifting through your belly. Stay long through your side body. Beautiful. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Okay, stay with me. We're gonna turn this into a supported warrior 3. So take your left knee back into your chest. Nice and slow with control. Send your left leg all the way back behind you. Bring your hands down onto your blocks. With your hands on your blocks, this can help you to pay attention to the lift and opening in your chest and your straight lifted leg. So I want you to look down at those elbow creases. Let them wrap forward so your chest stays nice and broad. Continue lifting through your inner left thigh. Lift your low belly up. Good. Take one more full breath in. And one more full breath out. Nice and slow, low lunge. Land your back foot down. Hands come to frame your front foot. Okay. Tap your back knee to the floor. Take your right hand onto your right thigh. Reach your left arm all the way forward to the front of your mat. Get really long and low, and then big twist. Hook your left elbow outside of your thigh. Bring your palms to touch in prayer. Turn your chest. Now you have the option to stay here with your back knee down. Or if it's okay, tuck your back toes under, lift your back leg by lifting up. Oh no, hands say in prayer. Just lift your back leg up, knee off the floor. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Lindsay. Yeah, lift through your inner left thigh. Good. Turn your chest. Take another full breath in and another full breath out. And then nice and slow, unwind. Bring your hands inside of your right foot, parallel your feet to the left. Come to Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. You can always take your blocks with you to help bring the mat a little bit closer to your hands. Let this be a gentler forward fold, right? So you can bend the knees a bit if you want. Just come back to your breath here. Then make your way back to a low lunge at the front of your mat. Look forward, bend your back knee, step up to a forward fold. Okay, this time around in Uttanasana, you have the option of taking your peace fingers, wrapping them around your big toes, lengthen your chest as you breathe in, and then use your arms to pull your belly into your thighs as you fold forward. Lift your kneecaps up so that you engage your quadriceps. The lift in the front of the legs helps to support the opening that's happening in your hamstrings. Good. One more breath in. One more breath out. Good. Check your blocks. Make sure they're still set. If they've moved, reset them on the high setting. Bring your hands to your hips with a nice flat back. Lift yourself all the way up to rise. Hands by your sides, Tadasana. Okay, this time root down through your left leg, come onto the ball of your right foot. Pin that outer left hip in, so you're staying hugging towards center. Lift your right knee into your chest, and then turn it out to the side for a tree pose. So right foot presses to your inner left thigh, palms touch in prayer. And then once you're steady, arms come out, turn your palms up, lift your arms over your head. Get long through the sides of your chest. Feel your tailbone firming in to help give you balance as you lift up. Beautiful. Okay, now this turns into that supported warrior three. So take your right knee back into your chest, nice and slow with control. Send your right leg back behind you. Bring your hands down onto your blocks. And then use your blocks to help really set yourself up here with the best alignment possible. Creases of your elbows wrap forward so your chest stays open and broad. Inner right thigh lifts up. Nice, Lindsay. Good. Take one more full breath in. One more full breath out. Nice and slow, low lunge. Land your back foot down. Good, hands frame your front foot. Tap your back knee to the floor. Take your left hand to your left thigh. Reach your right arm all the way forward. Get nice and long and low, and then big twist. Hook your right elbow outside your thigh. Palms come to touch in prayer. If you did so on the other side, tuck your back toes under, lift your knee off the ground, straight back leg, good. Really wrap those right ribs under, left ribs back and down, long spine, twisted chest. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more inhale. Unwind. Hands come inside of your front foot, parallel your feet to the right. Lengthen out your spine as you breathe in. Fold yourself forward, out over straight, wide legs as you breathe out. Prasarita Padottanasana. Good. Let your head release down. Come back to your breath. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. Good. On your next breath in, lengthen out your spine. Walk to a low lunge at the front of your mat. Look forward, step yourself up to a forward fold. Good, one more time here. This time come halfway up, lengthen out your spine. Bend your knees, plant your palms. 1, 2, or many hops, downward facing dog. Come forward, plank pose as you breathe in. Lower to your belly as you breathe out. Cobra pose, lift and open up your heart. Downward facing dog, lift your hips high. Tap your knees to the floor. Bring your hips to your heels, child's pose. 3 breaths here. Come back to full inhales, full exhales. Let your belly be soft. Good. Then take your palms underneath your shoulders and lift yourself all the way up to an easy seated position. All right, how are we doing? Hanging in? Okay, so we are going to take a look today at Vasisthasana, side plank, but what I really want to focus on as we take a look at it is how we can use the external rotation of the bottom arm to help create more space as we lift, right? So often we focus on this and it's a lot about, like, side plank is a lot of work for the obliques and it's a lot of work for the core, and that's true, but oftentimes we forget to fully set our arms up to help aid us in finding the lift in the chest and the openness that we need to balance out the amount of strength that this pose requires, right? So we've done a lot with that opening of the chest, also straight leg stuff. I'm really gonna focus on 2 straight legs, the firming of the tailbone to lift the belly so that we can support this pose and feel lifted rather than feeling like we're sinking down into the joints. Yeah? Okay, can I borrow the mat for a second? Okay, so to do this, we'll start in downward facing dog. And I'm gonna come about 3/4 of the way to plank pose and take my hand directly below my nose. From here, I rotate to the outer edge of my left foot, and I'm gonna stack my foot on top. Now, before I really lift this right arm, I'm gonna look down and see, is my left elbow crease wrapping all the way forward so that it opens up my chest and gives me the space to then lift my right hand up, right? So rather than being collapsed here, the wrapping of that arm helps me to open up towards the ceiling. I then firm my tailbone in to lift my belly up, zip my inner thighs together, and can find my balance, and stay lifted here, Vasisthasana, side plank. Reach the top arm over the head, come to downward facing dog, and then we'll do the other side. Cool? We'll give it a try? Okay. Lindsay, I'll let you come back. Let's meet in downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. Okay, come about 3/4 of the way forward to plank pose. Take your left hand below your nose. Let the left elbow crease wrap forward so your chest stays open. Rotate to the outer edge of your left foot and stack your right foot on top. Now firm your tailbone in so your low belly lifts. Nice, Lindsay. Right arm up to the ceiling. Beautiful. Zip those inner thighs together. 2 straight legs. Lift your kneecaps up so those quadriceps engage. Yes. One more breath in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. You have 2 breaths here. You can stay in down dog. If you want a quick child's pose, feel free to take that as well. And we'll set up for the other side. Come about 3/4 of the way forward to plank. Take your right hand right underneath your nose. Come to the outer edge of your right foot. Stack your left foot on top. Good. Inner right elbow crease wraps forward. Chest stays lifting. Tailbone firms in to lift your low belly. This is a full body pose, right? Opening the chest. Yeah. Nice, Lindsay. One more breath in. So strong, you guys. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Beautiful. Tap your knees to the floor, hips to heels, child's pose. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders and come all the way up to sit. Okay, we're gonna grab a blanket now. So if you have your blanket, they're usually folded like in this halfway position. You're gonna then fold it one more time, the short distance, so that you get a shorter edge here, and then you'll come to sit up on the short side of your blanket. You're gonna take a look at Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold with 2 straight legs. So you'll bring both of your feet out in front of you, and you want to sit right at the edge of the blanket like Lindsay's doing so that your hip bones just tilt ever so slightly forward to give you some extra space in the low back and the pelvis. Flex your feet, point them straight up to the ceiling, 2 straight legs again. So I want you to lift your kneecaps up so your quadriceps lift towards your hips. Take your arms all the way up overhead. Nice long side body. Take a full breath in, and now hug your belly button in and up as you lengthen your chest forward, forward, forward towards your feet, and then drop your hands wherever they land. Then 2 times we're gonna work with the breath. Breathe in, think cobra pose, lift your chest. Fold your forward long spine on your breath out. Good, one more, inhale, lift your chest like a cobra pose. Exhale, now release out over your legs. And now is the time to let the spine fully release wherever it is. Chin to your chest, there might be some rounding at the end. But just bring your awareness now to the whole back of your body. The backs of your legs, the sacrum and low back, up through your back ribs, shoulders, back of your neck. Come back to your breath. The beautiful thing about a yoga practice, especially this vinyasa practice, right, is that there's heat building and then there's movement. But we balance it out with forward folds as we start to slow ourselves down and reconnect to the breath, taking this heat building experience and turning inwards once again. Take another full breath in and a full breath out. And then nice and slow, rise all the way back up. Good. Reach for one of your blocks and take it with you as you come to lay down onto your back. You can set your blanket off to the side. When you come to your back, keep your knees bent about hips distance apart. And just take a moment, kind of windshield wiper the knees back and forth, just to bring the spine back to neutral after that really deep forward bend. Good. And once you have 2 or 3 rounds going to either side, come back to stillness. We're going to take 1 round of an active bridge pose before then moving into a supported bridge. So let your feet come right underneath your knees, hips distance apart, hands by your side. As you breathe in, feel your shoulder blades hug together on the back body, chest lifts, press into your feet, lift your hips up, bridge pose. Clasp your fingertips together underneath your back and lengthen your knuckles towards your heels. Continue to hug your shoulder blades together even more, and then use the press of your arms and the firming of the shoulders to lift your chest. Beautiful, Lindsay. Engage lifting your hamstrings towards the ceiling so those hips stay nice and lifted. Good. Full belly with each breath in, and soft belly with each breath out. Good. 1 more breath in, and full breath out. Then nice and easy, unclasp your hands, release your hips down onto your mat. Good. Reach for your block on either the low or the medium setting. You're going to lift your hips up and slide your block right underneath the hips, right by the sacrum so that your hips feel fully supported. If it feels uncomfortable, it's likely a little too high, right? So you don't want the block in your low back. It's a little closer to the tailbone. Good. Just let the weight of your hips fully release into the support of your block. Take a moment to bring your awareness to your low back. If your low back feels at all tense, you're going to stay just as you are. If it feels comfortable and like there's space, you can lengthen your legs out long in front of you and fully open from the crown of your head all the way down to the tops of your feet. Breathing into the space across the hip flexors, chest, ribs. Allow this to become time for you to turn inwards, to return home to yourself. Notice the energy moving within your body after spending this time connecting body and breath through movement. This practice awakens the energy within us and is a reminder of how lucky we are to be living this life, to have the ability to move, to breathe. Take another full breath in. And another full breath out. And nice and easy. If your legs are extended, rebend your knees, take your feet to the floor. Lift your hips up just enough that you can remove your block and set it aside. Keep your knees bent. Take your left ankle and cross it over your right knee, making a figure 4 shape. You can use your hands to gently press your thigh away. And then take your right knee into your chest. Thread your arms underneath your legs to hold behind your thigh or across your shin. Breathe into your outer left hip. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. You're going to move this to a twist, possibly with eagle legs. So if it feels okay, you'll now send your left knee over your right knee, drop your knees to the right, take a twist for your spine. If the eagle wrap doesn't work for you, just stack your knees one on top of the other. Arms can come to a T, or you can cactus your arms. Take whatever arm position feels best for you. And just breathe into your left side ribs. Good. Let your belly be soft. Take another full breath in and a full breath out. Unwind back to center. Uncross your legs, bring both feet to the floor. Take your right ankle across your left knee. Press your right thigh out away from your body. Hug your left knee into your chest. Thread your arms through, hold underneath the back of the leg or across your shin. Good. And just breathe into your outer right hip, letting everything start to settle. If the eagle wrap felt okay on the other side, you can take that now. Send your right knee over your left knee to eagle wrap your legs and drop them over to the left. If this doesn't feel right on this side, just stack one knee on top of the other. Arms to a T or cactus your arms. Breathe into your right side ribs. Take one more full breath in and full breath out. Unwind back to center. Bring both feet to the floor. Let the soles of your feet now come to touch. Open your knees out wide to the side for Supta Baddha Konasana. We're not going to be here terribly long. If this feels very uncomfortable for you, you can keep your feet on the floor, knees bent, but just take your feet wide and bring your knees into center. Otherwise, just take your hands to your belly. With eyes closed, breathe into your hands. Send your breath to the lowest parts of your belly, filling up through your side ribs and chest, and just allowing the fullness of your breath to begin to slow down the body and slow down the mind. So often we hear this idea of quieting the mind. But really what we're talking about is finding a way to get the mind focused, to slow it down, so that our thoughts don't feel chaotic and frantic, right? A quiet mind without thought, isn't really what we're wired for. But can we start to link the mind to the present moment, to tune in what's happening to the body, so that we can reconnect to the truest and deepest part of ourselves? One of the simplest ways we can do that is to link the mind to what's happening with the breath. As you inhale, I am breathing in. As you exhale, I am breathing out. Fill your belly. I am breathing in. Soften. I am breathing out. Move nice and slowly. Bring your knees back in towards each other. You can use your hands to help get you there. Then extend your legs out long in front of you to set yourself up for Savasana, final relaxation. Let your hands come to rest by your sides. Let the full weight of your body release down into the support of your mat, the floor, the earth beneath you. Take a breath in through your nose. Sigh it out your mouth. Let go. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. In this pose, all of the work, all of the effort that you have put in throughout your practice takes root into the systems of your body to create these small, positive changes that over time bring you to a greater sense of balance and well-being. And the beautiful thing is that all you have to do is breathe. To be just as you are. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And rock your head gently from side to side. Take any small, easy movements that feel natural to you as you reawaken your mind and bring yourself back to consciousness. And when you're ready, roll to your right side, hug your knees into your chest, pause, and lift yourself all the way back up to a comfortable, easy seated position. Let your hands once again come to rest on your thighs. Inhale fully and exhale completely. Bring your palms to touch in prayer at the center of your chest. Bow your head down to your heart. come back to the intention that you set at the start of your practice. Thank yourself for finding the time to show up on your mat, to honor your intention by joining your mind, your body, and your breath. And I want to thank you so very much for sharing your energy and your practice with us today. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here and joining us. Lindsay, thank you for practicing along. We hope to see you again soon.